Hi, welcome to my home studio. I'm making this recording for you guys so you know what the mixed media boxes are. So we're going to start the night with the box, just like this. It has a little top that comes off. That's the inside. 6 by 4 inch, 3 by 5 on the inside. These are made by a dear friend of mine, Fred Hillman. I love him and his family. They're great people, and he makes all our wooden canvases for us. So thank you to Fred Hillman. Big shout out there. He's a great artisan. What we're going to do is be creating a box for either yourself or someone you love. It could be any occasion, birthday, Christmas, just because you just want to give them a gift, which is awesome. Some of the basic supplies that I am talking to you about today, I wanted to show you. Most of you will know what they are. If not, this is going to be very, very helpful. So one of the background ways you can do a background is called washi tape, W-A-S-H-I. There's lots of brands. You can buy it at Michael's, Target, Walmart, tons of places. It's, a lot of times it's sold with the school supplies because the kids like to use it. So Scotch, like this, makes them in all different fun different designs. And I can show you some of the ones I have, right? How about this? Woo! I'll have some really cool ones. See? All different colors. When you buy them, you want to think about the theme of your box. They're very inexpensive. They're usually like $1.99. I try to buy the colors that, of course, I use the most. And there's different brands. So any brand is fine, whether it's Scotch or just regular old washi tape, because we're going to be sealing it when we're done, and they all work. That's a piece of cake. Another thing that you want to consider is if you would like to print on canvas. I printed a lot of things on canvas. It's important that you have a back feed printer. If you don't, just omit this part. I am going to give you a link as to show you how to do it. But I want to show you the supplies. Walmart is the only place I could find this ginormous box, right, of freezer paper, and it's made by Reynolds, and I am in love with this stuff so that I can print on my printer. Are you kidding me? Stuff is awesome. So I did that, and I went to Hancock Fabrics, and I got some plain canvas. This is right after the outdoor fabric. On the right hand side you'll see an end cap, and there's all different colors. You want to stick with a medium weight. Don't go too light because you want it to have a little bit of firmness to it, so when you put it through the printer it doesn't all bunch up and bend, because the freezer paper really doesn't give it a whole lot of stability. So you want to get a fairly firm piece of canvas. This is a small one that I had made up that I wrote just like a little Irish prayer on it, and all I did was grab it off of the internet. I put it in my Photoshop and resized it, but you can put it in whatever camera that you have. I just resized it to a 4 by 6, 4 inches by 6 inches, and then I printed it on a piece of canvas. Now when you cut the canvas, make sure you cut it 8.5 by 11. You need that whole sheet to go through unless your printer does smaller pieces. You know, you know your printer. I don't know your printer. I usually do 8.5 by 11, and I will print 3 or 4 different things for 4 by 6 and 3 by 5 to go on them. So you can generally fit at least 3 on one sheet, which is a savior when it comes to your expense as far as canvas and freezer paper. What else kind of things could you use? Anything that you can find. Old game pieces, go through your junk drawers, go through your tissue papers, your old cards. You decide. You can purchase new items, you can go on a hunt. You know, a lot of the dollhouse accessories are inexpensive and fun. I've actually bought little tiny Lego kits and used those in them. Anything you can think of is absolutely doable because we're going to be 3D on these. So I just want to show you, like I have an old photo album I don't use, and I love it because it has like this almost, it's not wood, but it's just a light piece. It's mounted on cardboard. You guys probably have, and I really don't even know what this stuff is. It's almost like a leaf. But I cut it and I use it for the sides of one of my boxes that I'll show you. So free, right? Absolutely free. I bought mini colored pencils, and I use these in a lot of them. I can glue those on. Super, super fun. Of course, we have to have bling. Gotta have the bling. I don't use a lot of bling, but I do use some. And when I do, I use the sequins. But you can use any kind of bling you want. It's all good. That's for sure. Old game pieces. You know, like I have a little tiny fish from a game and a pair of glasses, and I have a wash tub. I mean, the list goes on and on. Iron-ons, I have a bunch of these things I picked up on clearance. I actually purchased some of the pieces, you know, little round clocks and keys and things. If you go, just walk through any craft department, you're going to find a ton of stuff for whatever theme it is you want for your box. Be conscious of how much money you're spending. This is not supposed to be a big money thing. I would try to keep your spending to under $10. If you do any more, I would just feel bad, because it's supposed to be a piece of them that you're making for them, and it's supposed to be about them. So anything that you can grab from home that they have in their room stashed or that you have kept, that's what it's about, right? Okay, so let me just show you. Now I'm going to provide you with the box, and I'm also going to provide you with the glue, and I will give you whatever little goodies and bling that I have left over. I don't have a ton, as you know, so that's why it's really important that you personalize it. If you want to bring fabric and just print on fabric, you can. If you want to bring printed fabric, you can do that too. You don't have to do any fabric. You can paint the outside of the box. I have not painted the whole box yet on some of these, and usually if I do paint, it's only because I'm going to put something smaller over top of it. Stickers work great. I'm trying to think anything, you know, covers, labels, anything you want. Be creative. This first box I'm going to show you is for a little fisherman, right? And so what I did was I went out and bought the fishing game. And this is his box. That's the top of it, right? The sides I glued and wired on some fishing poles with a fish. Everything is glued. And I'll have my drill there, and I'll have the glue and the wire and the string and all that kind of fun stuff. Inside, I just painted it plain turquoise and put, can you see that? Just keep swimming. I think it's gonna be backwards, but oh well. And on the inside, I printed out, "You are officially awesome." But if you don't want to print, you can cut a piece of fabric and you can totally write on it. You can get yourself a gel pen or a paint pen. And I always, it's kind of dirty, sorry, do the bottom. I just think it's fun. Why not do the bottom? So the bottom is 4x6, of course, and I printed one of my actual prints and put "I am an original." So that's one of my boxes. I'm going to whip you through a few of the others really quick. Just because this one is Mr. Potato Head, old Mr. Potato Head, right? This is going to a writer. So I drilled holes on both sides for the arms, and I used one of those fun little pencils. I grabbed a little tiny book I found. Little quote, of course, on the bottom. This is what he looks like. He's got black hair and a mustache and a beard, and he loves to be goofy and silly, and he's a writer. And I put a quote in here that he has tattooed on his feet. So I love this one. It's very, very special. Someone that's a little bit older and has a ton of courage and is a very strong gentleman, I made this one for. And you can see that I used pieces, again, from another game. A quote about courage on the inside. I have, he's also into music and plays the piano very well as a concert pianist. So I put some songs on the side, and I put some more about watches and time and things like that. The point is, I want you to make a box for yourself, for someone that is meaningful. You don't have to put anything in it. I'm going to put some little tiny presents in it, but you don't have to. It's just the thought that you thought of them and you know who they are. Another cool thing to do is, which I did, was I created the outsides of all my boxes. This one is for a film person, and I have film strips, of course, and quotes about film. I made the inside of the boxes to reflect the person that I know them to be inside their heart. The outside of the boxes I made to reflect their career or their job or their lifestyle, and the inside is the person that I personally know. So, graduate, cell phone cracker, 4th cell phone she busted, but her true heart is at home. So I put a little tiny tag on there that says home on the home button. So think about that too. You could create the outside of the box to be more like their job and their responsibilities, and then the inside can be really, really, really who they are. I'm going to show you this one, which I love. Artist again, of course, graphic artist this time. in love with the Ninja Turtles. This one I actually hinged on. You can see that I hinged it on because the inside is all those funny pencils. And then their favorite artist, of course, is Dolly. So I cut up like the Grinch and Spider-Man, and I put a body in there, and I just kind of 3D'd it out, so that they're gonna love that. I mean, the faces on these is gonna be worth doing this just all together. This one I want you to think about because I made this for someone that's getting married, for a beautiful bride, and I love this. I made a little wedding dress. I printed a girl from the back running to the ocean, and I just put different wedding vows. Every side has a different wedding vow, including the inside, a little heart with a key that says love, and a jar of wishes. So this one's very simple. See how simple that is? I have a ton of them, and I will have them all at class. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me. I'm sorry this video is so long, but I really wanted you to see that this is just one of my favorite classes. I love teaching you all mixed media. I love that you've embraced it, and I'm very grateful and thankful that you're in my studio. So if you have any questions, call me, write me, email me, Facebook me, I'll answer. I think that's it. So I hope you sign up for this class. Have a terrific day. I appreciate you all, and I'm very grateful.